The Mystery of Missing Sister, story full of thrill, Art 2. Chapter 3, Clues at the Food Stalls. The food stalls were a cacophony of laughter, sizzling sounds, and the sweet smell of baked goods. Clara followed closely behind Oliver as they made their way through the throng. They approached a stall selling freshly baked donuts, the sugary glaze glimmering in the sunlight. "Excuse me," Oliver called to the vendor, a cheerful woman with a flour-dusted apron. "Did you happen to see Lily Evans today?" "Oh, sweet Lily," the vendor replied, her eyes lighting up. "Yes, I did. She seemed upset and was talking to a tall guy. He was wearing a dark jacket, couldn't see his face real well. Do you know where they went?" Oliver asked, scribbling notes. The tall guy led her towards the games section. "I thought it was weird, she looked so distressed." The vendor leaned in, lowering her voice. "I thought about following them, but you know how it is at the festival, everyone is just out to have fun. Thank you for your help," Oliver said, quickly turning to Clara. "Let's go to the games area. We might still catch up with them." As they rushed toward the games, the atmosphere shifted slightly, the laughter faded into the background of their growing concern. "What if something bad happened, Oliver?" Clara's voice was almost a whisper. "Let's not panic yet, Clara. We'll find her," Oliver reassured her, though the knot in his stomach tightened. When they arrived at the games area, the atmosphere was frenetic. Children were throwing darts, eager to win stuffed animals, while others tried their luck at ring toss. Oliver's eyes darted around, searching for any sign of Lily and the mysterious man. Suddenly, he spotted a flash of dark fabric disappearing behind a row of stalls. "Clara, wait here and stay alert. I'll check it out," he instructed, stepping aside to investigate. As Oliver navigated between the stalls, his heart raced. He could sense he was getting closer. The alleyway between the stalls was shadowy, and the distant sounds of laughter and cheers echoed around him. Then, he saw her, a silhouette bent over as if hiding. "Lily," he called out softly, but the figure didn't respond. He stepped closer, heart pounding in his chest. "Lily, it's me, Oliver Grayson. Are you all right?" he asked, now almost in a whisper. Slowly, the figure turned, revealing a young woman with tear-streaked cheeks. But it wasn't Lily, it was another girl, a friend of Clara's named Sarah. "Mr. Grayson," she exclaimed as she recognized him, "I was just looking for Clara. I thought I saw Lily run this way. Did you see where she went?" Oliver asked, his mind racing. "Yes. She went toward the fortune teller's tent. There was that tall guy with her." Sarah responded, her voice shaking. "Thank you, Sarah. Stay with Clara. We'll find her," Oliver instructed before dashing towards the tent, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Chapter 4, The Fortune Teller's Secret. The fortune teller's tent was decorated with colorful banners fluttering in the breeze, and the scent of incense wafted through the air, casting an enchanting spell over the festival. Oliver approached cautiously, peeking inside the dimly lit tent where a mysterious woman sat draped in shimmering fabrics, her eyes hidden behind a veil. "Excuse me, ma'am," Oliver said, trying to sound authoritative despite the odd setting. "Have you seen Lily Evans? She's gone missing, and I believe she may have come here." The fortune teller looked up, her gaze piercing and wise. "Ah, young detective, I see many things today, crowds, laughter, but also shadows lurking in the corners of happiness." Her voice was soft yet carried an air of seriousness. "What do you mean?" Oliver pressed, feeling the urgency of the situation. Lily's path crossed with a man of dark intentions, the fortune teller said cryptically, her fingers moving gracefully as if weaving an invisible thread. He is not who he seems. Do you know where they went? Oliver asked, frustration creeping into his voice. I cannot tell you where, but I can reveal what lies ahead. Follow the sound of the music and the light of the stars, for they will lead you to the truth, she said, and then she fell silent, her eyes drifting away. Sensing she wouldn't provide any more information, Oliver left the tent in haste, racing back to Clara and Sarah. We need to follow the music, he declared, leading the way through the festival's winding paths. The music grew louder as they neared the main stage, where a band was playing lively tunes. People danced and laughed, unaware of the undercurrents of tension surrounding them. Lily might be here somewhere, Clara exclaimed, her eyes searching the crowd. Let's split up and look around. Good idea, Oliver agreed. I'll check backstage. You two stay in the front and ask around. As he made his way to the backstage area, the pulsating rhythms of the band filled his ears. He pushed through a group of stagehands and slipped behind the curtain. The backstage area was buzzing with activity, but Oliver's eyes were scanning for any sign of Lily. Just then, he noticed a large door ajar at the back, leading to a dimly lit hallway. He approached cautiously, listening for any noises that could indicate someone was inside. As he reached for the doorknob, he heard hushed voices. Lily, you shouldn't have come here, a deep voice growled. Oliver's heart raced. This must be the man Clara's sister had argued with. He peered through the crack in the door, barely able to make out two figures in the fading light. I have to go back. Lily's voice sounded distressed, pleading. Oliver quickly pushed the door open wider and stepped inside, determined to confront whatever danger lay ahead. Lily, he called out, trying to keep his voice steady despite the mounting tension. The two figures turned, startled. Oliver recognized the tall man from earlier. He stepped forward, his presence imposing, but Oliver stood his ground. What's going on here? The man demanded, trying to push past Oliver. Don't you dare touch her. Oliver shouted back, positioning himself protectively in front of Lily. Stay out of this, Grayson, the man hissed, eyes narrowing. This is none of your business. I think it very much is my business. Clara is worried sick about her sister. At that moment, Clara and Sarah burst into the room, their expressions a mix of relief and determination. Lily! Clara cried, rushing toward her sister. Clara! I'm so glad you are here, Lily said, her voice breaking. Get away from her. Clara shouted at the tall man, her fear replaced by fierce protective instinct. The man retaliated, his fists clenching as he took a step closer. You shouldn't have come here. Now you'll regret it. Oliver quickly assessed the situation. You need to leave, now. This is your last warning, he ordered, trying to maintain control. The man hesitated for a moment, looking each of them in the eyes. Then, with a scowl painted across his face, he turned and bolted for the exit. Let him go, Oliver said, easing his stance. He's not worth the trouble. The sisters rushed to each other, and Oliver watched with a sense of relief as Clara comforted Lily. What happened? Clara asked, her voice trembling. I don't know. I think he wanted something from me, Lily replied, her eyes wide with fear. But I didn't give it to him. I promise. Oliver, sensing the tension beginning to dissolve, took a deep breath. You are safe now. Let's get out of here and talk somewhere a little more public, he suggested. As they left the backstage area, Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that this wouldn't be the last of the tall man. The festival continued to pulse with excitement, but their minds were clouded with the events that had just unfolded. Chapter 5: The Face Behind the Mask. To be continued.